Hello and welcome to our latest Cambly live session. To those of you that don't know me, my name is Daryl, and I'm going to be your tutor for today. So welcome and thank you guys for joining us. I see there are already some messages in the chat, so please, straight away, send us a message, say hi, tell us your name, tell us where you're from. I see we've got Muhammad. He says hi. We've got Free Quick that says hello. We've got Divi who says good evening. He's from India. We've got Kus from Durban in South Africa. And we've got Lunel from Haiti. And we've got Luan from Brazil, Darja from Serbia. So I see there are a few of our regulars. So thank you for joining us. If this is your first Cambly session or your first Cambly live session, thanks for coming. And if you have missed any of the other sessions, I'm getting a bit bright here. I'm just going to turn my brightness down. If you have missed any of the other sessions, go to the playlist. You're going to see all the other videos. Take a look. We have other live videos. We have other static videos. Lots of stuff to learn. If you don't know what Cambly is, it is a great web-based and online platform to learn English with tutors like me. And I will explain a little bit more about it later on. But thanks for coming. Today we're going to have some fun with some idioms about family. Ooh, I see there are some more messages coming through. We've got a lot here. We've got Tony from Japan, Eva from Italy. We've got Helene from Turkey. We've got Dr. Muhammad from Pakistan. We've got Goksu from Turkey. We've got Muhammad says he's from Yemen. We've got Akut from Turkey. Wow, we've got a lot of people. Romelia from just says hello. We've got Bam Bam from Ankara. Wow. We've got Taiwan, Romania. Thank you, Kitty. I like my hair as well. And we've got Hindisi from Istanbul. A lot of people from Turkey today. That's really great. All right, so keep it coming. Remember, today is an interactive lesson. So as we go through these idioms, I want you to send a sample sentence, use the idiom so I can see that people understand it, and we always get a lot of fun examples, which is great. And if there is an idiom that you've heard that relates to family in some way and you're not sure about it, send it in the chat and we'll try to get to it. All right, so let's get started. So we're doing idioms about family. Now there are two types of idioms about family. There are idioms to describe our family. So we're going to look at those. Idioms to describe people in the family in fun ways. And there are idioms that use family to describe other things. So we're going to look at that as well. Often we use family idioms to describe other things because everyone has a family. We can all identify with that. I'm also going to quickly do this. I do this in a lot of the other Cambly sessions as well. So if you know it already, it's fine. You can hear it again. And this is how to learn idioms, how to learn new vocabulary, how to learn anything. And you guys that have been in our class before know that I don't like lists. I don't like you to try and learn a long list and then walk around with the list in your head, because then when you're in a conversation, you have this list and you don't know what to choose. So to learn idioms, to learn vocabulary, to learn anything new, choose one thing to use in the conversation. So you choose the first one, and the next English conversation that you have, you put it into the conversation and you use it. And by using it, it becomes part of you. And then next time you choose another idiom. So you only have to remember one thing to put in the conversation every time, and that way you build up your vocabulary, you build up your idioms. All right, so that's a great way to learn these things. So let's jump right in. Let's start with one of the idioms that are about describing our family. And you're going to hear these are common in movies, in series. So you're going to be familiar with these from before. So we have the first one, a chip off the old block. It sounds really weird, a chip off the old block. I'm going to draw a little picture to illustrate what I mean here. So a block is like a piece of wood. That's what we mean when we say a block. It's a piece of wood. A chip is a little bit from the block. So when we say a chip off the old block, we mean that that person is very similar to their parents. So if their father likes soccer and they like soccer, we would say, okay, he's a chip off the old block. Him and his father, they're the same. So that is a chip off the old block, to say that you or that person is the same as their parents, the same as their father or mother. So a person is very similar to their parents. Now, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. So it depends on the situation. When we're talking about soccer, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. We're just saying they're the same. If we say that the son has a temper and he gets angry quickly, and the father has a temper and gets angry quickly, maybe it's not a good thing. We say he's a chip off the old block, we're saying it's not good that they're the same. Maybe the opposite is true. We could say maybe the son is very giving and he likes to do stuff for other people, and the father also likes to do stuff for other people. Then it's great. Chip off the old block. It's good that they are the same. All right, I'm going to write it down in the chat so that you guys have it. So a chip off the old block. And Romelia has given us another way to say this. Thank you, Romelia. Bears a resemblance to a parent. Great way to say it. So a chip off the old block. And this means someone is similar to their parents. All right. Take after. Yes, Romelia, again. They take after their parents. That's a phrasal verb, and it's the same kind of thing. Yes. All right, so we've done that one. Let's look at one where we use family to describe something else. Now, I love this one. All right. We have here, it says, Big Brother is watching. Now, this actually comes from one of my favorite books. And if you guys haven't read it, I suggest you read it. It's a book called 1984. That's the name of the book. It's an amazing book. And Big Brother, in this case, is the government or someone above you that is watching everything you do. They know what you think. They know what you do. They know everything about you. So it might be a boss at work. It might be a government organization. It might be even maybe someone that is obsessed with you and is watching you. So we say Big Brother is watching. Someone knows everything you do and you can't get away with anything. So Big Brother is watching, and I'm going to put it here, is the government knows what you are doing. And obviously, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing because this implies that someone watches you to make a mistake. And that if you don't think the right way and don't do the right thing, they will punish you. They will do something bad to you. And if you read the book, 1984, you're going to see where this comes from. In the book, Big Brother is the government. And the government, they control everything by watching everybody all the time. So it's not like today, maybe in some countries, but it's not the good thing. We can never say that Big Brother is watching is a good thing. All right. Romelia's got another great word here, surveillance. So yes, this is part of it. Surveillance means to watch what people are doing. And here we take it a step further. With Big Brother is watching, it means not only do they watch, remember, they know what you are thinking. They know why you're doing the things you do. All right, so, and we have Ilka that says, Ilka that says it's from George Orwell that wrote 1984. That is correct. Well done. All right, so Big Brother is watching. All right, and this means the government or I'm just going to put here as a supervisor is watching all the mistakes you make and all the things you do. So there's a problem there with privacy. They're watching you. They know exactly what you're doing. All right, we've done that one. Let's jump back and look at describing our actual family. Now, this is a funny term. Helicopter parenting. So a helicopter obviously is the flying device that with the spinning blades takes you into the air. What does it have to do with parenting? So I'm going to draw another little picture. So let's say we've got the little child, and then we've got the parent, and I'm going to put the parent with a helicopter on their head. All right? So the parent is like always around the child, always around what the child is doing. They are above the child, watching them all the time. Kind of similar to Big Brother's watching. So helicopter parenting means this parent watches what their child does all the time and watches what the teachers do, watches what the friends do. They are there all the time. They don't give the child any freedom. So a helicopter parent is not a good thing. They are there all the time watching, controlling, doing everything. Obviously not a good thing because the child will not be able to have any freedom. All right, so that is helicopter parenting. Again, Ramelia, you are on fire today. To be overprotective. So yes, we could sometimes say the parent is overprotective. It's a little more because here they want to control everything as well. Sometimes an overprotective parent won't let the child out into the world. Here, they'll let them out into the world, but they want to control the world as well. So it's even a step further. All right, so helicopter parenting. Ooh, what happened there? Ooh. No, we don't want to do that. I pressed the wrong button. All right. Helicopter parenting. So this means a parent wants to control everything about a child's life. Remember, you guys can send examples and you can send sentences using these so that I can see that you know how to use them. So maybe give me an example of what helicopter parenting is. Give me an example of what would be helicopter parenting. All right, let's carry on. So we've done helicopter parenting. While we're here, I'm just going to make some space because it's getting a bit crowded here. We've got a funny expression. I want to do it quickly. Sometimes you'll hear in movies or series, they'll talk about my old man or my old lady. What does it mean? Here, my old man or my old lady is a fun way to talk about your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. So the guy might say, well, my old lady, I have to check with my old lady before I can come out with you guys. In other words, I have to check with my wife before I can make plans with you. Now, it sounds like it's an insult, my old lady, but it's really just a fun way to say, that's who I'm with, that's who I love. And it's the same thing for my old man. So it's not saying I'm married to some old person. It's just saying, this is who I'm with, and it's a fun way to talk about it. So my old man is a fun way to say husband or boyfriend. And my old lady is a fun way to say wife or girlfriend. So I want you guys to try use that in a sentence and send it for me. So we've got, yes, a partner or a spouse. And Fazil wants a simple example. All right, so I'm going to write that down and then read it out. So we've got my old man or my old lady which is a way to say husband or wife. And so let's write down an example. So we're going to say, my old lady said, I can come out tonight. So what does it mean? It means my wife said I can come out tonight. So it's really just a substitution. We take the word wife or husband and we put my old man or my old lady. Very easy. So Fazil, tell me if that fixed it for you and that now you understand. All right, so we've done some over here. Let's jump down over here. And you might have heard this expression before as well. And we would say it's like taking candy from a baby. And I don't know if it's really that easy to take candy from a baby because they're going to hold on to it and they want it. But what does this expression mean? It means that something is really easy to do. It's a very broad expression. So we can use this for business. We can use this for sports. We can use this for just having fun. We can use this for a game. Anything we can use this for. It just means that something is easy to do. So let's look at a couple of examples. I could say that making a hamburger is like taking candy from a baby. In other words, making a hamburger, putting it together is easy. I could say, and hopefully you guys can say this as well, that taking the English exam is like taking candy from a baby. In other words, taking the English exam is easy. It's simple. We could even, like I said, use it for business. So let's say we're in a meeting and the manager says something like, we can increase sales. It's like taking candy from a baby. In other words, increasing sales is going to be easy. So we can use this for anything, absolutely anything. It's why it's such a great and very often used example. So again, I want you guys to send for me a sentence. Tell me what is like taking candy from a baby. What is easy to do? All right, so I'm going to write it down. We've got Divi that gives us another expression like this and says taking candy from a baby is like a piece of cake, which is another often used example. We would say increasing sales is a piece of cake. In other words, it's easy. So yes, well done, Divi. They are the same expression, just another fun way to say it. Oh, Alexi asks me to correct wife. Let me just rewrite that. Thank you, Alexi. All right, so my old man and my old lady. My typing got a little weird there. And there we go. So taking candy from a baby. And this means something is easy to do. And I'm going to give an example sentence. Increasing sales this year is going to be like taking candy from a baby. All right. And we've got another expression. Gyrus says it is easy peasy. Yes, that is perfect. And I love this. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but someone says it's a doddle. Yes, that is a great English, British expression for something is easy. It is a doddle. Well done. All right. A walk in the park, a trifling matter. We've got some people joining us now. Remember, if you have joined us now, that this is recorded. So don't think you've missed everything. Go to the playlist later, watch the whole video, and watch other videos as well. And before I forget, because I might forget at the end, Cambly Live, we're going to take a little break over the Christmas season. So we all have to spend time with family. So we're all going to take a little break. We're going to be back in January. So watch out for when we come back. I think there's still a few more sessions coming in the next few weeks, but somewhere mid-December, we're taking a break and coming back in January. All right. So we've done taking candy from a baby. We've done Big Brother. We've done helicopter parenting. Let's do a mama's boy. Let's look at a mama's boy. So again, you might hear this expression. I think there was even a movie, if I remember, called Mama's Boy. So what does it mean when we talk about a mama's boy? This means it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. It just means that someone, obviously usually a son, is very, very close to their mother, maybe too close. Okay, and we all know someone that might fit into that category, and then we call them a mama's boy. It can also be used as an insult. So if you want to tell someone that, they're not masculine, they're not manly, you call them a mama's boy. So there are two ways that we're using this. The first way is to say that a son has a strong relationship with his mother, which could be a great thing, can be a very good thing. He's good to his mother, he's going to be good to his wife. But it's also used as an insult. So this could be an insult to say he's a mama's boy. In other words, he's not strong. Again, that doesn't mean that the person really isn't strong. It's just used as an insult. So that is a mama's boy. So you guys can tell me, do you think that it's a good thing or a bad thing that he's a mama's boy, that he has a strong relationship with his mother? Let me write it down. Romelia is asking, is mama's boy more American? I definitely wouldn't say it's more American. It's used all over the world. Maybe they're going to change the mama. Maybe they'll call him, they may say he's at his mother's apron strings, or he's a mommy's boy, but it's going to be a similar way to say it. Now, Divi says this is the favorite child. So let's correct this. When we say he's a mama's boy, it doesn't mean it's the favorite child. A favorite child, sometimes in families, one of the parents is going to like one of the children a little more. That's the favorite child. When the parent just likes the child better, they give them more attention, maybe they give them more things. But a mama's boy just means there's a strong relationship with the mother. They may not even be the favorite child, but they still have that strong relationship. That's a good question. Romelia says, a clingy person. And yes, so clingy is like someone that's going to always want to hold on to the other person. So yes, a clingy person we could describe as a mama's boy, because they always want to be there with you. So that could be good or could be bad. Oh, we had a lot of stuff happening there. So we got mama's boy. So this is someone with a strong, close relationship with their mother. And it can also be an insult to call someone weak. Oh, we've got a whole big sentence here from Kitty. Kitty says, my old man is a mama's boy, perhaps because of helicopter parenting. Wow. It's a great sentence. Perfect. Perfect. And yeah, that can actually happen. That's how it happens. Perfect. All right. Eva says that they have a similar expression in her language, and it's not a compliment. There it is. It's the insult, for sure. It can be an insult. Do we have anything else here? Okay. And we have a Japanese expression here from Tony. So I like this. Tony says that in Japan, the expression for taking candy from a baby is to say it is as easy as twisting a baby's hand. So I don't know, that sounds kind of violent to twist a baby's hand, but I think it's original. So thank you for that, Tony. All right, let's move on. Oh, we've got another one. My brother is a mama's boy from Tinky Winky. It's a good expression. I don't know if you're giving the sentence or if you're just describing your brother, but it's a good sentence either way. Alexi gives us an example sentence. Bob, who never comes to our party, is a mama's boy. All right, good sentence. Maybe he's home with his mother because he doesn't like to go to parties. That's, again, a classic mama's boy. All right, and Hindesi gives us a big expression. It refers to a man who is overly attached or influenced by his mother to the point of being excessively obedient or dependent on her. That's it. That's it. Strong relationship. All right. And Tanya says, my sister thinks I'm a mama's girl. That's a good way to kind of change the expression. Thank you for that, Tanya. I think often daughters and mothers, they have a strong relationship anyway. So, but yeah, very good. All right, let's move on to another one. So we've done mama's boy. Let's look at this one now, another one about mothers. So here we have Mother Nature. Now you're going to hear this often in movies, in series. You're going to talk about Mother Nature. What does Mother Nature mean? Mother Nature means the natural world. So that includes everything. That can be trees, mountains, clouds, rain, volcanoes, a storm, the sea, the ocean, land, anything that is in the natural environment, animals, anything that is part of the natural environment, we would say is part of Mother Nature. And we would use the expression Mother Nature to describe what is happening in the natural world. So a great example, let's say there is a volcano that explodes. So there's a volcano, there's a big explosion, there is ash and lava and destruction everywhere. And we would say something like, that's part of Mother Nature. In other words, that is part of the natural world. That is part of how things happen in the natural world. So Mother Nature, we're describing the things that happen, good or bad, in the natural world. Let's have a good example. We could say, let's say there is a rain, and after the rain, it's spring, and all the flowers start coming up, and the flowers are blooming, and you can smell everything, and it smells great in spring. And we would say, I love Mother Nature. In other words, I love the way the natural world works. So we can use it for a lot of different things. We can use it for when good things happen and when bad things happen. And we would say, I love Mother Nature. I hate Mother Nature. That is how Mother Nature is. And we would talk about the natural world, Mother Nature. So it's a great expression. So Mother Nature equals nature. That's the way to say it. Romelia's got a good example here, or a good way to describe it, the personification of the natural world. Yes, very nice word there, personification. So we've got Mother Nature. So Mother Nature is the natural world. And that includes animals, seas, land, and volcanoes, and everything else. And I'm going to put our example about the flowers because it's a positive example. So I'm going to say in spring, the flowers smell so good. I love Mother Nature. That's a typical way we would say it. And you see, it's more fun than just saying, I love nature, because that's just saying, I love the world. Saying, I love Mother Nature adds that extra element because we're all part of it. It's our mother. It's where we all come from. Makes it more fun to talk about. So you guys can tell me, what do you like about Mother Nature? Tell us in the comments. All right. So we've done Mother Nature. We've done a mama's boy. Let's do this one now. Give myself some space. So we've got here the black sheep of the family. So a sheep, I'm going to try and draw a little sheep here. Okay, it's not the best sheep in the world, but we can tell it's an animal. The sheep is the animal with lots of wool, the woolly animal. So the black sheep of the family is the one in the family, and I'm going to draw it over here like this. So here's our family, and then we've got the black sheep. So the black sheep is the one in the family that is different. There's something different about them. Everyone else, very similar. And then we've got the black sheep. He does different things. She likes different things. She's the black sheep. She is the one in the family that is very different. So the one person in the family who is very different. I'll tell you that in my family, I think I am the black sheep because I am not like my family at all. I'm very different to them. So it's not a bad thing. It just means that that person is different to the rest of their family. So you guys can tell me if you think you're the black sheep of the family and why you think that. I'm going to write it down over here. Eva says that she is also the black sheep of the family. An outsider from Darja. Yes, we could say an outsider, someone that is different. We could even use it outside of saying the family. We could just say, oh, that guy's a black sheep. In other words, that person's very different. Yes, an outsider. Very good. Oh, and we got a long sentence here from Kitty. Getting a promotion seemed like taking candy from a baby, but being the black sheep, I got overlooked again. It's a great sentence. I hope it's not true, but it's a good sentence. Well done, Kitty. Oh, and we've got Akut. My brother is the black sheep of the family, but I'm a mama's boy, in my opinion. Excellent. Very good. Well done. All right, so let's write it down here. Black sheep. This is the person in the family or group who is very different. And Divi says here, the odd one out. Yes, that's another way we could say it. That person is different. They're odd. They don't fit. They're different. I would say the black sheep are always the fun people, right? I'm going to say that because I think I'm the black sheep. All right, so we've done the black sheep. Let's now do a babe in the woods. A babe in the woods. So it sounds like a bad thing to have a baby in the woods. What does it mean? Oh, we've got Laszlo says she is thinking differently. Yes, the black sheep thinks differently. Very good. And Mehmet says you can use it out of the family. Yes, so you could say that's a black sheep. That person's a black sheep. Maybe even in our company, they're the black sheep. They're not the same as us. Always someone that thinks differently. All right, so let me just make some space here again. And now we're looking at a babe in the wood. All right, so if I drew a little picture, we'd have our wood here. Okay, and then we'd have a little baby. Okay, little baby lying there. So what does it mean? Obviously, we're not talking about a real baby in the woods, but we're talking about someone that doesn't have experience. So this could be usually maybe in a work situation. Someone joins an organization, they join a business, and they don't know a lot of stuff. They don't know how things work. They're maybe a little innocent, maybe a little naive. We'll say they are a babe in the woods. They don't have enough experience. So this is someone with no experience. They don't know what to do. They maybe trust people too much, or they do the wrong thing because they don't have the experience to know what to do. They are a babe in the woods. So we could use the expression, we could say, the new guy, he's not really fitting in well. He's a little bit of a babe in the woods. In other words, he doesn't know what to do. He's got no experience. He doesn't know how to do things. We've got an interesting one from OOAK who says someone who is not street smart. Yes. And Alexi says a rookie. Another great expression. Yes, a rookie. And I'm going to write it down here. So a rookie, someone who is new, someone who doesn't know anything, no experience. Yes. All right, so a babe in the woods. We've got someone with no experience, and we could also say they are a rookie. So our example sentence is, the new guy at the office is, and Akut says a noob. Yes, you could also say they are a noob. They don't know what to do. Yes, perfect. So the new guy at the office is, doesn't know much. He is a babe in the woods. Excellent. All right, those are great. Gullible from Romelia. Yes, sometimes they can be gullible. That's another way. They're naive. They have no experience. They trust people too much. They're a babe in the woods. All right. And then I think we are down now to our final one. I'm going to make final amount of space here. Ooh, and I almost wrote over it. All right, so this says the spitting image. Now, I chose this one because it sounds so weird. What do we mean, the spitting image? I don't know why it has to do with spit. Spit is when we spit from our mouths. But what this means is that the child looks the same as the parent. So now we're not talking about their personality. We're not talking about if they like the same things. We're just saying they look the same. So if we say they are the spitting image, we mean they look like their parents. So we would say, he is the spitting image of his father. In other words, he looks the same as his father. And you will hear this, and that's why I wanted to include it, because it's so different. A great word here from B. I'm going to call you B. A double ganger. So yes, a double ganger means someone that looks exactly the same as someone else. Really great word. And Muzammil, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. So we've got here be the spitting image, and this means to look exactly like the parents. And I'm going to put, Mehmet says a copy, yes. Oh, we've got a big sentence here. Divi says, when you go to a new job, you are a babe in the woods. That's right. A good example there. You don't know what to expect. So I'm going to put an example here for spitting image. The son is the spitting image of his father. We've got another great one here, like 2 drops of water from Alexi and a clone from D. Prabhat. Yes, a clone. They look exactly the same. And someone's asking a question. Kitty says, Daryl, are you the spitting image of your mom, or do you take after your dad? I think I have my father's chin, but everything else is kind of me. So I don't take after anyone except for maybe the chin. That's a good question. All right. So I think we got through a lot of fun expressions here today. Remember that if you joined us late, go to the playlist, watch the whole video. Hey, if you watch it now, watch it again so you can get all the words again. And there's also a bunch of other videos there. Go and watch all the Cambly Live, all the static videos. And if you guys are new to Cambly, remember it is a great web-based, app-based platform. You can learn anything you need, whether you're learning for IELTS, whether you want conversational practice, whether you just want to expand your vocabulary. You're going to find tutors like me that are there to help you. So go sign up. There might be some Black Friday deals or Cyber Monday deals still there. Go take a look. And remember, we're taking a little break, middle of December, and we're going to come back in January. So watch out and join us again. And to all of you that joined us today, thank you. And we're going to see you soon. Bye for now.